What is Amarone? Before I tell you that, make sure you subscribe to Gladiator Wine TV so you don't miss out on the inside scoop of Italian wines here on YouTube. So, Amarone is one of Italy's most important wines. The Italians call it un vino da meditazione, which means meditation wine. And that's because the wine is complex. It evolves both in the bottle and while it breathes in your wine glass over the course of an evening of slow and easy sipping. Amarone is considered one of the world's greatest wines today. It finds itself in the cellars of fine wine collectors all around the world. That's because Amarone is an age-worthy wine with a lifespan of 20 to 30 years and beyond. Amarone comes from Veneto, one of Italy's 20 regions. The wine specifically comes from a sub-region in Veneto, and that's called Valpolicella, whose terrain makes up just a tiny portion of the region of Veneto. That's why the official name of this wine is actually called Amarone della Valpolicella, which literally means the Amarone wine from Valpolicella. Amarone is a massive, full-bodied red wine loaded with layer upon layer of fruit notes, spices, and even some earth tones. Most Amarone have 16 to 17% alcohol. Big, powerful, bold. Amarone is famous also for its ultra long finishes that just keep on giving. Many commercial Amarone have lots of residual sugar as well. 11 grams per liter is not unusual. Amarone is a traditional blend of several grape varietals that are native to the Veneto region. The dominant grape is called Corvina, which gives Amarone a gorgeous, quasi-translucent red color. Amarone is made by using an ancient Roman technique called appassimento, which is the air drying of grapes. The grapes go through this appassimento process for several months after the harvest. Once the grapes have lost about 50% of their original weight from drying, the grapes are then ready to begin the fermentation, turning the remaining grape juice into wine. Appassimento is used because the grape juice that comes from that, it has been intensified from appassimento. It intensifies the aromas and the flavors found in the grapes, so you get this big, powerful wine loaded with sensuous perfumes on the nose and electrifying flavors for your palate. It turns out that Corvina, the grape, along with other native grapes in the area, work really well with appassimento. Not all grape varietals behave nicely with this technique, which is another reason why Amarone is such a special wine. Now, you can find Amarone wines that cost $30 and upwards of $500 a bottle and even beyond sometimes. Unfortunately, the cheaper versions are not going to show off what makes Amarone a standout wine. It's expensive. Imagine, it's expensive for artisan wineries that make high-quality Amarone because the winemaking process is complex. Everything from the appassimento to the selection of the best grapes after they've dried, not to mention hand harvesting, hand selecting the grapes in these heroic vineyards that are on steep slopes at high elevations. It requires a lot of human strength and labor to cultivate those heroic vineyards, and also the time invested to make this wine. The wine ages in barrels for several years, followed by resting in the bottle for several years before it's even released to the public. So please keep that in mind when you see a price that is too good to be true. There are basically two schools of Amarone wines in terms of style. One school focuses on super fruity wines with lots of residual sugar, and those are sort of focused on the California Cabernet types of wine lovers. The other school is more traditional, focusing on drier Amarone styles that contain single-digit grams of residual sugar. Some of the best ones that I've had have been less than 8 grams. In fact, the best ones I've had have been under 2 grams. So why do I bring this up? It's very likely that the traditional Amarone will age longer than their high sugar counterparts. And the very best of the traditional wines will contain a high concentration of perfumes and fruit notes while maintaining those lower sugar levels. It's a sign of high quality. Amarone is a fascinating wine, so if you want to learn more about it, I have an entire series of free videos covering different aspects to this grand wine. So make sure you subscribe to Gladiator Wine TV and click on the next video in the Amarone series. But if you want to go and take a deeper dive into the world of Amarone and the wines of Valpolicella, I offer a special virtual wine class for your friends, colleagues, and even clients over Zoom. It's a great way to get together with important people in your life and experience something sensational together. So just send me an email at the address found in the description below. And until next time, I'm Tony Margiotta. I'll see you in the next video.